Hello and welcome to Point of View, where we give students a place to listen, learn, and lean in. I'm your host, Thomas.
Aidan.
And Jonah.
And today we'll be talking about the success and popularity of Marvel Rivals, the new upcoming team game.
Yeah, so Thomas, why don't you give us an introduction to start about Marvel Rivals for people that are unfamiliar with the game?
Marvel Rivals is a recently released team FPS game, 6v6, in which two teams are competing to either complete the same objective first or prevent the other team from completing that objective. It features a wide variety of characters, all from the Marvel Universe, which haven't seen much media representation recently.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about the characters that they've added into the game, it's not just like mainstream. You have your big six Avengers from the movie, and you have some very popular characters, but you also have some very, few people probably knew who Luna Snow was or Jeff the Shark before playing the game and before they got very, very popular. And it's nice that they're kind of putting them on that pedestal to grow that popularity. So Marvel Rivals has 10 million concurrent players right now. The player base has not really decreased since the month it's released. It's already made projected to make 176 million in revenue in its first month. This is a free game, by the way, free game to download. This is only off skins and the shop that they have in there, and its success has been absolutely insane for the kind of game that it is, because most people think that genre has become oversaturated a little bit. So why do you guys think that Marvel Rivals has succeeded as well as it has in the past month? And what are some reasons that you guys have for that?
I think the main thing is definitely the art style. That's definitely what drew people in.
Yeah.
Because compared to other just live service games like this, I mean, sure, mocap animations can look fine, but with Concord, none of the character designs look too particularly appealing.
We're going to be comparing it to some other arena games or 6v6 hero games to sort of tell why it's getting a little bit better than those. But continue.
Yeah, the art style definitely tries to appeal to the original comic designs.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's unique, it's beautiful, honestly. And the skins just kind of amplify it a little bit more. Whole bundle of stuff to really enjoy. I can't really think of a single character in that game I don't like the design of.
Yeah, dude, the design is just so faithful to the characters, and even if their comic design isn't the default design of the character, a lot of them have skins or will be having skins with their comic designs and alternate versions of them in the comics. So they're doing these characters very, very well. And so what are some other reasons that you guys have for why it's doing well? Because the art style is very good, but I doubt that's the reason why it's still bringing in that many people. What do you think it does differently than some other games?
Well, obviously the gameplay. I can't say it didn't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
The fact that it had new ideas where break the walls or reset, stuff moves around. You're kind of somewhat doing the same mode, but you're also making it just better in every way. Something that there's been a lack of in the competitive part of the field for this kind of genre.
Yeah.
Something that I personally noticed is that there's a lot more variety in how the heroes play compared to other games as well.
Yeah.
The bajillion melee characters is definitely a nice touch.
Have you seen any other team game like that just incorporates melee characters into its design?
Oh, you have really special ones, so Spider-Man, for example. That's just completely unique.
It's so interesting that each character has their own entire dynamic and within every other character, and can get countered by certain people, can destroy some other people. It's dynamic. It's not perfect, the dynamic between every single character. It won't be. The game just came out. But it is insanely impressive that their roster is 40-ish heroes, something around that?
Yeah. I thought it was 39.
Yeah.
Is 39 close to 40, Thomas?
Okay, I just wanted to be more precise.
40-ish heroes, and they're adding more. They're adding.
Too. Yeah.
The game released in November sometime, late November, early December. Might have been somewhere over there, and they've already added 2 new characters: Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic. They're in the second season of the game. Season 0 is what they've been using, but so technically the first season just started, and they're already planning to add more characters. They're planning to add a hero and a half is the statistic I've heard a month. So
How you get a half?
Wait,
Or
I
like-
thought it was the other way around. I thought it was a month and a half per hero.
Yeah.
Maybe.
How are you supposed to add
Maybe.
half of a hero?
I don't know. I just that's what I heard.
They get 50% of when completed.
It's just Human Torch, but he doesn't like light on fire. He's just.
Well, I was thinking more like one character releases a month, two characters release another month.
No,
So you
it's
get
definitely
that
worth a half
average,
for
but yeah.
characters.
But yeah, no, it's impressive that they're doing it.
Oh, it's all good around. And then you obviously have the team mechanics, like the team ups.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's a crucial part of the game. I mean, it kind of reinvents how you make a team. Like you always have the two tanks, two DPS, and two supports. But with like the new mechanic, you can really like change it all up. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean that team up mechanic also absolutely made some characters like just a lot better in competitive play. I mean, have you seen Hulk go from like just the bottom of the barrel to like being pretty good simply because of his Iron Man team up?
Yeah.
Iron Man is like it's like light and day when you have like a Hulk on your team as Iron Man. You do
Yeah.
2 damage compared to like 200. So.
Yeah, I mean, every single character right now, I mean, I looked at some statistics. If you look at, like, the top 500 players in the world, every single hero has been chosen at least once, which means that they're all viable at a high level, which is really good for a game to have. And, yeah, so the obvious comparison comes to a very popular game, came out in 2016, kind of, did it reinvent the genre? Would you say?
It
Kind of
kinda-
created it, really.
Yeah.
Well,
But
no, there was Team Fortress 2 beforehand.
Yeah.
But it definitely structuralized it a lot more.
But we are talking about the game Overwatch. Now, I haven't played it as much, and I assume you guys have a little bit.
I have a little bit. Yeah.
I have
So-
Lutz and Thomas.
Yeah. But I'm going to let you guys talk about that. But there's clear comparisons between the games. Why do we think that Marvel Rivals is succeeding more than Overwatch?
So one thing that I actually read the Marvel Rivals devlog on is the reason they chose for the game to be third person is because if you're able to see your character physically, then it kind of makes you relate to that a bit more, and like
Yeah.
it gets you a bit more excited, like when you actually get to use your abilities properly.
I love that it's third person,
I mean,
yeah.
speaking of like relating to your character though, like actually knowing the characters is like a main reason. Like yeah, you have like Tracer for example, or any of the other ones in Overwatch, but like they're all like introduced right there and then. They don't have like a lot of lore. I mean, especially because you canceled the
Yeah.
thing that was supposed to give lore to the characters
Yeah.
in Overwatch. So having like a kind of like connection to the characters, kind of I play Iron Man. I think it's cool. I love the MCU.
Yeah. Is Overwatch first person?
Yeah, it is.
That feels...
It is
It's.
weird, yeah.
I feel like Marvel Rivals couldn't work as a first-person game with all like the abilities that they have and the characters. Like it's just better to see everything, and it's just easier for sure. I like the third personness a lot of it.
Imagine how bad the backline would be if you couldn't see.
Oh
the
my
third person.
god! Yeah, no, third person. The game couldn't work.
Wolverine would just absolutely
That's-
scared.
yeah.
I think another reason why Marvel Rivals is actually just so popular is because I feel like there's a lot of turmoil going around with Overwatch 2 right now, especially because of how many promises that Blizzard have made and then just broken down the line.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of like covered over a little bit.
I know,
About,
I
like
know.
the what's it called? The PVE mode that's supposed to have a story. Like these characters.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
the whole
that's
story
sick.
just got like annihilated. Like, it's just kind of like, what are they doing?
Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of Overwatch 2. Like, there's literally
Yeah,
no reason
Overwatch 2
exists.
was I hadn't played like Overwatch much, but I know like Overwatch 2 was built up to be this massive thing and was essentially a copy paste of the first game,
Honestly.
which I've heard would disappointed a lot of people.
Plus,
But
they kind of alienated a lot of their original audience when they changed it from 6v6 to 5v5. and
they changed the
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they overhauled how tanks worked, and they made them a lot more stressful. And let's just say role queue, if you wanted to play at all, then it would take a while. To
Oh
actually
my
get into a game.
god. Let's talk about the role queue in this game.
There isn't any in Rivals.
Yeah.
You'll be lucky if you're waiting in a lobby for more than 5 seconds.
But on
It's
the-
impressive.
On the bright side, like with like having no role queue, I mean, people who play their like positions at least know how to like. Well, I don't know. They can kind of be like flexible. Like how I mentioned team ups earlier, and how you don't like force you into a certain like 2 tanks, 2 DPS, 2
Yeah.
Supports. You can kind of change it up on the spot depending on what you see. You see someone plays Hulk. Oh, I can play Iron Man this game. You like kind of like move around,
Yeah.
Adds more makes the game a lot less repetitive.
Yeah.
And also with the tanks in this game, they're actually fun to play.
Yeah, I haven't learned a tank just yet. I mean, I played them a little bit, but it's pretty nice that like tanks, healers, damage-based characters can all work so well together in a game that has this much like characters and abilities and so many like synergies with each other. They can work that well.
How do you guys feel about the hero balance? Because I think everything just being a bit overtuned kind of makes the game way more fun.
I mean, it's actually like a hero game. Every character feels like what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
A little strong.
They do all the characters so well. They feel like they should. Even characters that are like Iron Fist is like you can just fly in the air and just keep just punching away and
She's
like
got Iron Man.
just they feel like they should. And it's nice.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the monetization? Because it's not actually too different from other games, from what I recall.
What do you mean? Like
Skins?
So there's a lot of discussion about how the monetization is a lot better than like Overwatch, but the only instance I can find of that is the Battle Pass working differently.
oh yeah, let's talk about the Battle Pass. But you're talking about skins cost or
I mean, you get the credits in the game from like getting achievements within it, so you kind of like earn skins naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did that in Overwatch too, though.
Really?
yeah.
Like,
But let's talk about the Battle Pass for a second because that's sort of the reason why it's gotten as big as it is.
So the difference between the Battle Pass here and every other game is that if you don't complete it before the season ends, then you're still able to go back and complete it and get all the rewards.
Yeah, and a lot of games normally when like whatever season the live service game is on, when that ends, the battle pass ends and those rewards you could have unlocked are just gone. But now when the season ends, you can just keep unlocking and unlocking at your own leisure. And how much does the battle pass cost? Like
$10.
$10,
it
and you
was
get
5
what?
first one.
Yeah, it was 5 at first, $10. That's a really good price for how many skins and MVP animations. You're getting at least 10 skins there, high quality skins, I would say.
Well, besides the Penny Parker one and
Yeah.
the recent one outside.
I don't mind those.
You don't actually have to buy the Battle Pass for those.
You don't have to buy the battle pass,
You
but
don't.
No.
the value you're getting out of like a normal skin right now in the game costs what, about $10 in credits ish?
I feel like
maybe a little bit less,
but
maybe
yeah.
like 8ish, something like that. But for $10, battle pass at your own leisure, you can work through. You can get 10 skins of your own, as whenever you want to, essentially,
Yeah.
which is great.
I mean, it's just not just skins. You got MVP screens, you got like all the other stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's actually a little self-sufficient. You don't have enough to redo another battle pass, but I went a little bit over the amount when I first bought the battle pass. So I meant like $15 instead of like $10.
Yeah.
So it gives me about like 60 to 80% back in terms of the credits. So I can just continually like buy it
Yeah.
over and over again when I fill it out.
I mean, something that's really obvious with this game is the amount of like effort that was put into every single character
Oh, absolutely.
and every single design. Like that art is just really, really impressive.
It's so unique.
It's just it's so smooth. It's so unique. It does the characters so well. The cinematics that play sometimes after you complete a mission before you're starting a mission are just really, really nice.
Music's great.
Something I don't think anybody has mentioned like at all is how much writing went into the game as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore that people don't know about that much.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the only person actually trying to like just read it all, but every character for right now has one like big story tied to them in like
Yeah.
their character page.
And the maps, yeah.
Yeah, eventually there's gonna be like 3 per character, which is gonna be crazy considering
Yeah.
again the whole like a character every month and a half.
Yeah.
But also every season there also seems to be like more lore dropped for the characters and just like a story that's being written together.
Yeah.
Like for right now, the whole season is about how like vampires invaded New York. I've read like 4 stories from like different perspectives of different characters going on about that right now.
Really? I haven't actually noticed that.
Invisible Woman, Fantastic Iron Man, Doctor Strange.
Are those
Yeah.
just in their lore page?
For Invisible Woman and Reed Richards, I think, yeah.
Oh, that's
but like
sick.
if you do the event, then you get like these gallery cards which have like stories written on them.
Yeah. Yeah, that
One
hasn't been.
achievement, so I had to-
Yeah, that hasn't been publicized as much. They should promote that a little bit more because I actually didn't know that it was that in depth. But yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Also, it's other information like a little here and there on stuff too. So it's
Yeah.
it feels a little like alive. You don't really tend to find that in these type of games.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think about the MCU's effect and the Marvel brand being put onto this? How do you think that has helped the game grow?
Well,
Because I think it's helped, but I don't think it's the reason why it has 10 million players.
I think that the primary reason why it shot off from the ground up is because of its like I mean, like, I'm watching all these YouTubers play the game, right? And they're like, oh, Iron Man, oh, like all the Avengers, right? All the MC movie characters. Then they're like, who's Squirrel Girl? Who's all the other guys, right? Like,
As a comic reader, that feels, but I'll say this. I think the Marvel brand gave it the chance to succeed, but it had to be a good game to do well, and it's a fantastic game. I think the Marvel brand put it on the map and gave it the opportunity to get as big as it is right now.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think it could have ever gotten like that spike of popularity initially if it hadn't been just by Marvel.
it's just fun playing as characters that like I love. Like if people are playing the Winter Soldier, they love like Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Like it's just like fun to, have all these characters you've really kind of grown to like.
Yeah, just having that much variety in terms of playstyle. Like there's this other arena game that came out maybe last summer or maybe the summer before, I'm blanking. It's called The Finals, which I don't know if you guys have heard of. And that's a really fun game. It's kind of like heist-based. You got to like collect coins from defeating enemies and grow your bank. But there's only like 3 kinds of characters that you can play. There's different weapons and stuff, but you only have like light, medium, and heavy characters, and you got 3 archetypes to choose from. With Marvel Rivals, you have 40 insanely in-depth kind of playstyles that you can just fiddle around with, and they're pretty accessible for how complicated some of them can be. For the most part, they're pretty accessible. Some take a little to learn, but...
I mean, they also have the low difficulty bars.
Yeah, exactly. That helps so much, too.
Don't go towards Spider-Man immediately.
Yeah, Spider-Man is hard.
Something you didn't mention is how you can get different skill expressions some of the characters too. Like, for example, let's take Hawkeye, right? Sniper, bow and arrow, right? Just hit people from across the map, okay? Or, alternatively, get in close from the back line and then use your parry ability to not take damage, which it is a little less powerful, but it's still fun if you want to do it.
It's fun, but also you're probably going to get yelled at for throwing.
That's just the teammates. You can't really control that.
And I'll say this. I haven't fiddled around with, like, the voice chat. Honestly, for some reason, I can hear the people speaking in the voice chat, but I can't speak myself. But from what I've noticed, the community, like, normally a lot of these, like, live service, like, multiplayer games can get really, really toxic at times with a lot of hate. But I've noticed, like, it's pretty, like nice and welcoming and just, like... What have you noticed?
Well, I've
bit.
noticed both sides of the same coin. I've seen nice lobbies where it's like, hey, it really doesn't matter what you did in this. It's just quick play, not even competitive.
Yeah.
And, like, other people kind of just being nasty in chat.
As someone who grinded up the gold the other day.
Have you heard some bad? Yeah. I mean, makes sense. It's a multiplayer game. That'll happen.
Yeah, the moment you don't do, like, fantastic on DPS, for example, you're, like, throwing your bad, get off the character.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic will get nerfed soon.
What do you mean? Nerfed? I thought you needed
Mr.
a buff.
Mr. Fantastic?
Mr. Fantastic, yeah, he needs a buff.
We're talking about Mr. Fantastic.
Have you not looked at any, like, tier list?
Mr. Fantastic is getting chosen every single game and getting...
He's a new character. Everyone likes a new character.
But he's getting...
He doesn't really... He's not that great.
Whenever I face a Mr. Fantastic with any character, it's an issue. But
just with Landshark, bro. I'm
not. No, I face guys. Like I play a lot of different characters. I play damage based. I play like Invisible Woman, tons of different characters. But Mr. Fantastic's been an issue for me because he can like switch between tank and damage really well. But I don't know. It might be a lot of people that just want to try him out.
He was originally designed to be an off tank though, so that's what you need to understand.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll get more characters that are kind of like a blend of like, I don't know, support and damage and tank kind of things in the future.
We already have that with Storm, don't we? Where like she just gives a lot of damage boosting and speed to her teammates.
I think the biggest difference between the like parts is supports let you heal, like or strategists that are like allowed to heal you. Tanks obviously have a big chunk of health and supposed to be like damage sponges, but besides for that, it's kind of up in the air. Do what you want.
Yeah. So, I'm going to ask you guys just like something to kind of wrap up a little bit. What do you guys want to see in the future for this game? What would you add in the future to make it even better than it already is?
More team-ups.
I think right now the only thing that it's lacking is just a bit more maps and maybe a bit more mission variety.
I agree. We're early in the game, but I agree.
Yeah. What would you add then for mission variety?
Yeah, because we only have what?
Convoy
and the capture the point, which are good. But there's a lot of room to grow there. Which
Overwatch again? I forgot.
There's like multiple capture points where like you would have to
Well, I mean, that's just captured a point, but like a little more different. I mean, it has
Yeah.
to be, but like
Different.
it's different, right? But I feel like you could do something more. It's like, wasn't there another one?
I heard they were gonna add in capture the flag.
Oh, that sounds fun.
That sounds really fun, but I feel like Invisible Woman can just sneak behind. I mean, you can have people defending.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean,
But-
you say invisible, and imagine just Loki just pressing right click, turning invisible, and getting it, and then leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, Psylocke.
Well, okay, you can have. Okay, here's how I think the capture the flag could work. They can't use like invisible powers in certain radius of the flag stop
Okay,
working.
And now let me give you another example. Okay, what if you just get the flag and then teleport away with Loki again?
Well, you can't teleport that far away.
Can you? I haven't played Loki
It's-
much.
I mean, if you
It's limited.
the-
That takes
you
mid-range.
know how long you have to play a clone or place a clone. Sorry.
I haven't played Loki much, but yeah, I know what
it's
you
certainly
mean.
a good distance. You can teleport behind like 2 walls if you get.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
if
Oh.
the walls are close together.
I mean, yeah, but like still 2 walls.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to capture the flag. Yeah, Doctor
I don't-
Strange
Iron
just
Man
making a
flies in,
I
grabs
got
the
the
portal.
portal.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna add capture the flag.
I think capture the flag can work, but it wouldn't be like, oh, capture it
oh,
once and then you
something-
win.
Something else.
Maybe
I'd love
like
to
3
see.
a round or something.
Custom games being like more like custom, like how they were in Overwatch. You can just completely make your own game mode if you want. And that
Oh,
would be-
do they have like?
They have custom games, but you can only just play against your friends, I guess.
Oh.
You can't make anything unique.
Yeah, I think that'll
Yeah.
get
I want them to have like
developed
like,
more.
Hear me out. I want them to add more mods, but like in the way, like you know, like you create like maps, like
Yeah.
like you like get rid of people to grow. That was a fun one in Overwatch.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about custom games.
No, I know, but like you're asking about like we're still talking about like more maps and more types of like stuff you can do. If you allow people to choose make their own, I feel like it both expand the game's popularity and
Yeah.
have more things to do.
Hear me,
content?
Yeah,
hear me out on this. A campaign mode.
Campaign mode?
Could that work? I feel like that could work
Yeah,
with
no, they could.
how good
But
this story
I'm
is.
pretty sure they're working on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised of just like I don't know, fighting against like I don't know, Doctor Doom going after New York. You have to play as only the 4 Fantastic Four characters trying to defeat him. I think that could be really really cool. I think there's a lot of room for like story-based game modes for sure.
Yeah.
And then one final thing to wrap up. Who are just like name 2 characters who you guys want to see added in the future?
I mean, I've looked at leaks, so I'm a little more biased.
Well, okay, take out the bias as much as you can.
Wow.
I can start. I want to see Gambit a lot. I think Gambit's playstyle could be sick, and I can't wait to see just his ultimate. And I know they should add the X-Men in the future, but that'll probably be a future season. But I think he could be really cool.
Okay, you said 2, right?
It can just be one, whatever you want.
Okay, I was just thinking, what was his name? Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider would be so cool. Oh my
Dude.
god, good pick.
Yeah. Don't know what any of his abilities are because I've not actually like read any of his media.
Yeah,
or whatever,
he's.
But, like,
I haven't read like much Ghost Rider, but I know a lot about him, and he could be really really cool.
Personally, I mean, I would be fine with any MCU character being added because I feel
Yeah.
like I feel a little more strongly about characters I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a personal connection. So I don't know. I feel like I want Thanos. I don't know how that would work,
Yeah.
but like it'd be fun to play as him.
I feel like with characters, I mean, Scarlet Witch is a very like OP character in the comics that that is balanced very well amongst these kind of like Hawkeye can beat Scarlet Witch pretty comfortably in real life, and not in real life, but in like comics that's not happening. I think that can work with Thanos, but Thanos would be cool. Same with like someone like Doctor Doom or something.
Yeah.
Ant-Man would be cool. Or
Ant-Man, oh my.
how do you incorporate?
Here's the thing, Ant-Man, you would have to just like create a whole like, you'd have to like up the texture on the game if he turns like small. Like it would, Ant-Man would be insanely hard, but I wouldn't be surprised if one day they get there.
Well, they might do something like the Wasp, who can fly, and that way you can like change it up a little bit, so you won't have to increase the graphics on a 4.
Yeah.
Now there is actually one other question I do want to ask you guys, simply to make it a bit more personal. Who are your guys' mains?
I switch around, but I've been running with Invisible Woman right now, but Jeff the Shark, Punisher, Bucky are kind of the main 4 that I run with mainly. I haven't learned to tank yet.
Just for people listening, a lot of people use like that Bucky, for example.
Bucky's damage is insane.
The character is called the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
For instance, a lot of people have like nicknames like Sue Storm for and Reed Richards for Mr. Fantastic, etc., etc. And my main, I like Cloak and Dagger right now.
Cloak and Dagger's fun.
It's
Cloak and Dagger's fun.
They buffed the ultimate, and I finally feel like at peace.
They buff the ultimate?
It's just bigger range.
Yeah.
You get one more turn.
Oh yeah, you do get one more. Yeah.
And they just quick switch. It's all fun. I used to play Scarlet Witch, but
I tried Scarlet Witch last night, and her damage is fine, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Like, it's kind of like no skill. And I kind of
well, yeah, it's very no skill, and I don't know, my aim's kind of trash sometimes, so it's nice, but yeah, I see what you mean. And finally, Thomas.
I like to main Loki because of the amount of variety you can do with just the clones and how much control that can give you. Save someone who's about to die by putting one down and putting down a healing aura, or just put them in wacky locations and watch as the enemy team just gets sniped because they don't see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Overall, great discussion, guys. I hope for anyone listening that we might have persuaded you to pick up Marvel Rivals. It's a free game, and it's great. It's fun, and I think you guys will really enjoy it if you're a fan of this kind of games.
Play it in my honor.
Play it in Thomas Clancy's honor.
Yep. Okay, this concludes this episode of Point of View. Thank you so much for listening. For a transcript of this episode, head to the Point of View tab on our website, nhsmessenger.org, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at NHS Point of View for updates and new episodes. I'm your host, Thomas,
Aidan,
and Jonah.
And this has been Point of View. Thank you so much for listening.